Brilliance Audio presents Last Days by Brian Evanson. Performed by Chris Patton. It was only later that he realized the reason they had called him, but by then it was too late for the information to do him any good. At the time, all the two men had told him on the telephone was that they'd seen his picture in the paper, read about his infiltration and so-called heroism, and how, even when faced with the man with the cleaver, or the gentleman with the cleaver, as they chose to call him, he hadn't flinched, hadn't given a thing away. Was it true, they wanted to know, that he hadn't flinched? That he had simply watched the man raise the cleaver and bring it down, his hand suddenly becoming a separate, moribund creature? He didn't bother to answer. He only sat holding the telephone receiver against his face with his remaining hand, and looking at the stump that marked the end of the other arm. The shiny, slightly puckered termination of flesh, flaked and angry at its extreme. "Who is this?" he finally asked. The men on the other end of the telephone laughed. "This is opportunity knocking," one of them said, the one with the deeper voice. "Do you want to be trapped behind a desk the rest of your life, Mr. Klein?" The other voice, the one with a lisp, kept asking questions. Was it true, it wanted to know, that after he had removed his belt with his remaining hand and tightened it as a tourniquet around the stump, he then stood up, turned on one of the burners on the stovetop, and cauterized the wound himself? "Maybe," Klein said. "Maybe to what?" asked low voice. "I have it on authority that you did," said Lisp. "Was it electric or gas?" "I would think electric would be better, but then again, it would take a while for electric to warm up." "It was a hot plate," said Klein. "A hot plate?" said low voice. "Good Lord, a hot plate? So electric?" asked Lisp. "I didn't have anything else," said Klein. "There was only a hot plate. And then, once cauterized, you turned around and shot him through the eye," said Lisp. "Left-handed, no less." "Maybe," said Klein. "But that wasn't in the papers. Who told you that?" "I have it on authority," said Lisp. "That's all." "Look," said Klein, "what's this all about?" "Opportunity, Mr. Klein," said low voice. "I told you already." "There's a plane ticket waiting under your name at the airport." "Why?" asked Klein. "Why?" asked Lisp. "Because we admire you, Mr. Klein. And we'd like your help." "What sort of help?" "We must have you, Mr. Klein. Nobody else will do," said low voice. "No?" said Klein. "Why should I trust you? And who are you exactly?" Lisp laughed. "Mr. Klein," Lisp said, "surely by now you realize that you can't trust anyone. But why not take a chance?"